Welcome back, subscribers, to the Upstroke podcast channel. Please like and subscribe. I basically had three main hobbies before my accident and my stroke: hunting, fishing, and riding my Harleys, and not in that order. So I guess the ones I would spend most of my time doing would be, well, the hunting for sure takes a lot of time in the fall, in the winter months. Riding my bikes in the summer. Yeah, that would, time-wise, I would definitely be riding the bikes. Fishing, I didn't go frequently, but when we went for volume. So out to the west coast, go for salmon and halibut. Then a couple of years ago, I actually got tired of eating fish, so I stopped fishing. But we would do well. We would bring home, 100 to 200 pounds of fish. Would last quite a while in the freezer, and then we would can some of it, smoke and can it. Lots of different things you can do with fish. Some of the hunting trips were just amazing. Actually, all of them. We had such great times doing all three activities. The hunting, Benjamin would join me sometimes. Emily as often as she could, especially when she was younger. That girl can hunt. Here's a picture of us getting stuck. I think my days of trudging through the mud and hooking up winches are probably over. Everybody's like, don't say that, don't say it's over. Well, yeah, I can confidently say that those days are over. As I get like a Batman winch that shoots out the front of my quad. So Benjamin joined me. This was a great weekend. We took the side-by-side out and camped the whole weekend just out of the side-by-side. Went to a nice secluded lake. It was gorgeous. There's just something about being out in nature that is good for my soul. And my wife is always up to a good adventure. As long as we don't get hurt, which I did often. She had to save my butt several times, bandaging up wounds. Duct tape works good. Duct tape and toilet paper makes for good band-aids. This is one of my favorite pics as well. Just hopefully you're not too squeamish on the animals. The garage looked perfect on this day. And that's typically what my garage looked like during hunting season. We have deer hanging and Harleys in the background. I was never much of a trophy hunter, but when we did get some nice ones, it was great to display them. Remind me of the stories. We went more for filling the freezer than we did for hanging mounts and animals on the walls. Just a different style for me. There's just something about being out in nature that's just so good. And a lot of it's hard work. Well, all of it, all three hobbies were a lot of physical hard work. Loading, unloading, getting through weather. Fishing on the ocean was very exhausting, especially if there's a lot of weather, if there was a lot of waves. Standing on the boat was brutal. So I've been training to do this again. Every exercise, it's like, hey, how is this applicable to my life? It's like going to school and taking those classes, you're just never going to use this. Your interest level just goes out the window. But if it's something you can use that's practical, it sticks. So we've been pushing hard on the Karen system, simulating the boat, because I will get back on the ocean again one day.
Okay, you want a little bit more of the waves? Yeah, that's a shark. Alright, so make the waves a little bit.
High in the morning when the pale ride fell, 30 miles from Winton to escape this dusty hill. He said with a
A
whistle.
little bit more waves, that's good, that's good.
We usually go every year, at least once a year, out to the west coast. And standing when it's wavy is very difficult, even when for able-bodied, unless you do it all the time. We fish with a guy named Matt. He lives on his boat, basically. Nothing throws this guy off balance. Like, it takes a lot for him to get pushed off balance on that boat. Me now, I'd need one of these braces. I guess that would be an option, actually, because there is the rod rack on the back of these boats. I I could put a harness on. That might work. Okay, there's always a way around these things. They're obstacles. So sometimes you just have to get creative. So working on the cairn, I think, is going to help quite a bit with the boat. We can crank the waves up. So I think there's 6 levels of wave. And this day I'm at level 4. So we're getting there. You have those magical moments doing all 3 of these activities that, I don't want to go too much on this. So good for me. But it is so good for me. And some of those days on the bike, on a nice day, going through the mountains, through a valley, along a river, it's hard to explain. It's hard to get someone else to picture it and feel the same thing that I've experienced. Fishing the same way. Those calm days, whales coming up, bald eagles circling around overhead. Matt, our guide, who's able to actually call those birds in, he'd whistle and the eagles would fly out of the tree. You could call them from a tree out to the boat and would throw them some rockfish that we would keep for crab bait, for the crab traps. And he could get those birds, 15, 20 feet away from us. Tell me that's not magical. They wouldn't quite take a fish out of his hand, but I bet you he's done it before and been able to do that. How amazing. That's an incredible creature. Canada has the beaver. United States has the bald eagle. I think you guys win on that one. Okay, this is just me showing off a little bit. The stairs at the facility where I work out, the Glenrose, are just the perfect set of stairs. So I try to use them before and after my physio sessions. This one I kind of waste a little bit of energy. It could be a little more efficient going around the corner and just keep the cane up. Carry the cane around because I know I can walk that far without a cane. I've improved so much on these stairs. The other training I've been doing is to be able to pull a deer out of the bush. I don't know how that's going to go because I didn't shoot it. We'll get into that one in a little bit. But as you could tell from the thumbnail, spoiler alert, I didn't pull the trigger. So when I do get a deer down, I need to be able to help out. I can't just sit there and watch people do everything.
At least. I think the one from up here is a bit heavier, so you're probably more like 70, 75.
Okay.
Don't push back. Don't push back. Don't push back.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's good.
Don't push back. Don't
So we keep amping the weight up on this exercise.
half a
You
deer.
can see my legs starting to
Half
blow
a
out
deer,
a bit
yeah.
there.
Depending
It
on
is
the
very
size of the deer,
nice
I
when he
suppose.
helps me around the corners.
a
It's a
dome.
nice relief.
Okay, nice job.
The loop around the hospital is 200 meters.
Is that belt staying up?
Yep.
I did have to take a rest. We have the weight up to about 75 pounds now. So definitely not the weight of a deer, but probably the weight of half a deer.
Somebody's gonna pass
Okay.
in here.
Thank you.
There's a lady that just walked by is one of the therapists. She made a funny comment.
I like you say when.
When I'm in here as a patient, I hope you're not my physiotherapist, damn it.
Might want to change those goals.
He doesn't make everybody do this stuff. But I challenge the therapist to push me hard. And they do. They enjoy it. I do too. I don't enjoy it at the time, but I enjoy the results after. Like it takes me a good day to recover from an exercise like this. But 2 days later, 3 days later,
You okay?
Yeah.
I can feel the improvement. I
workout.
can feel
Can
my
you go a bit
legs
faster?
getting stronger, my balance getting better.
Hey, Ken, nice.
So it's just a matter of continuing working out like this. Going out for the long weekend, Thanksgiving weekend. In the US, you guys have Columbus Day on the same day. For us, it's the Canadian Thanksgiving. We had all 4 seasons on this weekend. So it was hard. I was getting a little frustrated watching the girls do most of the blue jobs, the man jobs. loading and unloading the truck was a big one. Emily's so strong, that girl, amazing. Thank you for all your help, Emily. But I plan on being able to help. So I need to continue training and exercising in different ways. After we got everything unloaded and everything set up, the next morning we got up early and sighted in the rifles. This is always kind of a fun event to do this with everybody.
Good job, Shane. I love you. Right on. Look at these hunters here. Oh, you're gonna walk?
It took me a little bit to feel comfortable, and getting into our shooting stand here was a little bit tricky. Everything was wet because it rained all night. Wet and slippery. Not good for handicapped people. But we did it. My shots were pretty good. They were all in the kill zone. Nothing beats Adam's shot though. This dude, wow, look at that. Split the crosshairs on the target. I don't think I've ever seen a bullseye this good and this clean. We set this up at 100 yards. That's kind of where we sight everything in at. It's typical distance that our deer are at, between 100 and 300. I don't usually shoot out to the 300 mark, never have. Adam does though, he's a pretty good shot, as you can tell. The black tape we have on the targets is just to cover up the old holes so we know which ones are which. After 10 or 20 rounds, Adam walked back and forth every time, told us where we were, and then we would make the decision on whether it was human error or we needed to adjust the scope. Usually takes us a couple hours to go through 3 or 4 rifles. This day we just did mine and Emily's. Adam's was already sighted in. He wasn't hunting. It was just Emily and I. So Adam put in a lot of work for this to happen, and I didn't shoot a deer, which we were gonna split. Sorry about that, Adam. I sure do appreciate you taking me out. Hunting's a family event for the most part. We got little Evander. He really didn't want to sit on my lap. His earmuffs on. These things are loud. You don't really notice it while you're doing it, but your ears ring for a little while after.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going great. Except for the rain.
Yeah,
But
it's not terrible.
we're outdoors, eh?
Yeah, it's fresh.
Nice. It's very fresh.
Yeah. Is your gun all ready to go?
Good to go.
All right.
Yep.
Gonna get me some dinner?
Yep. Some moose.
So we had all 4 seasons on this long weekend. We had summer the day we arrived. We had fall that evening. We had spring all morning with a drizzle rain. It actually poured rain overnight, like poured. So everything was nice and slick and muddy in the morning. And then we even got snow. It snowed on Saturday night. Things got a little tricky and a little sticky. I gotta figure out this walker. Going through the clay mud that we have up here, do a stretch of clay, and it just sticks to the bottom of the shoes and the walker wheels, and it gets bound up in the swing arms. The back wheels get bound up at the brake, because the brake has to be nice and close to that tire to be able to clamp down on it. So you go through the mud, then you hit some gravel, picks up rocks, then you hit some leaves, and it's like walking on ice. So I don't really have a solution for this one yet. I'm thinking maybe trying a walker with no wheels or brakes on it. The good thing about that is they're very inexpensive, and you can pick them up used. I just need to find one wide enough for me. My foot still swings out when I walk, so I'm gonna start looking on the used market for something like that. I think you can pick them up for like 30, 40 bucks. So anyway, I need to figure that one out. These are all obstacles that we need to figure out. If we can't go over it, go around it. If we can't go around it, go through it. So with the walker, I think I definitely need it out there. For the most part, I just use the cane because of the mud. So we got everything sighted in, we got everything loaded up in the side-by-side, and off Adam and I went in the rain. It was just starting to snow, and later in the afternoon as well. We saw probably 12 to 15 deer, all does. And I don't understand the psychology of all of this. When we were fishing often, we would always be hesitant to keep that first fish when you have a size limit and a number of fish you can keep limit. If we'd catch a really good fish, almost a good fish, definitely in the slot range to keep though. When we would catch one in the first 5 minutes or 10 minutes of fishing, it'd be like, I'm only allowed 3 of these. So do I throw it back and go for a bigger one or keep it? And it just seemed to work out that if we would throw it back, then that'd be the last fish we'd catch that day. So with these deer, I was kind of thinking about that. There were small does, there were smaller deer. And then the last couple were definitely shooters and keepers. And I didn't even lift my rifle up and put it through the scope. I just had in my head that I wanted moose. And in hunting, like we dream about this usually the night before. We drill into our brain what we're looking for so clearly. And I saw a moose. I saw a big bull moose or a big cow moose. Well, there were no moose. We didn't even see a moose track. But there were does. And for deer, I was hoping that I'd get a decent sized buck. You get a good buck, it's about twice the meat that you'd get on a doe. Large does we call them trophy does. A trophy doe can give you almost the same amount of meat as a smaller buck. So we definitely take does, and there are way too many of them. So we do need to start thinning these does out a bit. I went past these 2 does twice. Adam even backed up, and he's like, "Are you sure, man?" No, I'm good. So sorry, Adam, because we share the meat on these things. I bombed, and it haunts me now. So all that work, all the money to get out for the weekend, and I don't take deer. And not because I didn't see them. I don't know why I didn't take them. For the deer lovers out there like my mom, she's probably glad I didn't get a deer. For my deep freeze, it's not happy we didn't get a deer. So I need to change things up a bit. I have a permit that allows me to shoot from a vehicle now that I'm disabled. There are some perks to it. So there's just no excuse why I didn't take that doe. I think with the terrain and the mud and everything and not being able to help a lot, I'm going to try hunting more from the truck. And that's the thing, now that I have this permit. I don't know how that's going to fit for me to swing around. I'd probably have to be on the driver's side to be able to do it. Then you're dealing with the steering wheel, things in the way. It's going to take a little bit of practice. But we're going to figure this one out. We will fill the freezers. So no more me just looking at the deer and the deer looking at me and me sitting there not doing anything. We're going to get some meat. So other than the mud and the rocks and the weather, we had a great weekend. I wished I could help more loading and unloading, so we're going to do more of that. And when I got back to physio that next day, they asked how the weekend went. And we kind of walked through the good, the bad, the ugly. The ugly, I guess, would have been the mud. The good is just hanging out with great people and family. The bad, didn't shoot an animal. And I felt like I needed to help more. So we went through some of the things that I think I should be able to do, and we started working on those. I might not be able to take the bins from the house to the garage, but by doing these exercises, I know that once they're at the truck, I can definitely lift them up, or even just a close distance. I just don't think at this point I can walk downstairs carrying a 30-pound bin. I think I'll end up on my noodle. So one step at a time. I can walk the short distance carrying the weight, I can pick the weight up. I can put the weight down. I don't think I can get in the back of the truck to be able to slide the bins into the truck. At this point, I probably shouldn't try that yet. One day I'll get there. One day I'm going to help Emily load the truck. So the next time we go out, I'm going to get Emily to help me get the bins to the truck. And then from there I can get them in, and then she'll be able to pull them into the truck and stack them and strap them. And that was my weekend. We had a great time. But let me tell you, I was exhausted. After the weekend, I then had 4 straight days of PT. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I slept so good last night. Today's Saturday, so got to sleep in a little bit. Thank you, subscribers. And for those just checking us out, I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you liked it, please hit subscribe. Share it with someone you think it might help who are struggling with their recovery. We hit 99 subscribers this morning. So one more and we're at 100. The subscribers are critical for these. I know you hear it all the time if you're watching any podcasts. Well, I hope you all have a great weekend and a great week. Much love and respect, and God bless.
We're gonna dine with kings. We'll have the finest things. Carve our names in stone. We'll never die unknown.